SUNLU has just launched their AMS LITE heater upgrade to the Bambu Lab AMS LITE, or Automatic Material System unit. So let's take a first look to see if this is a major improvement to the AMS LITE. Hi, this is Ken of Wrist Innovations, and I'm excited to share with you my evaluation results of SUNLU's new AMS LITE heater upgrade to the existing Bambu Lab AMS LITE filament unit. I want to thank SUNLU for sending me their AMS LITE heater upgrade module for my evaluation. So let's get started. So what is the SUNLU AMS LITE heater upgrade? It's an upgrade module designed to be installed on existing Bambu Lab AMS LITE units that offers filament drying for the filament spools within the AMS LITE. It's easily mounted on the AMS LITE and it operates independently of the AMS LITE, so it has its own power supply, controls, and user interface. Since it operates independently from the AMS LITE, any Bambu Lab firmware changes have no impact on the operation of the SUNLU heater module. The SUNLU AMS LITE module is a bit large, so it takes up a fair amount of workbench space. But I have a clever idea to share with you that solves this problem, so please watch the video to the end because you won't see the solution anywhere else. So now let's dig into the features of the SUNLU heater module. The SUNLU heater upgrade module is easy to install on the Bambu Lab AMS LITE unit. The good news is it doesn't have any irreversible modifications to the AMS LITE. It's a matter of removing the stand from the AMS LITE and installing the AMS LITE inside the SUNLU heater module that has a controller, 2 heaters, and 4 fans that provide heating and drying of spools of filament inside the AMS LITE. I'll go into the details of the installation in the next section of this video. The SUNLU heater module has 2 automatic vents that allow moisture to escape from the SUNLU module. The SUNLU heater has its own power supply and user interface for the chamber, so it is completely independent of the Bambu Lab AMS LITE. Because the SUNLU AMS LITE module works with the Bambu Lab AMS LITE, it's compatible with the Bambu Lab A1 Mini, A1, and A2L printers. The SUNLU heater also allows you to dry your filaments while you're printing with your Bambu Lab printer. The SUNLU heater automatically switches to humidity mode after drying to maintain a preset relative humidity environment. It also has a drying time range of 0 to 99 hours. The SUNLU heater user interface allows you to choose a preset of drying conditions for PLA, PETG, TPU, ABS, PC, and PA, and a relative humidity mode. The SUNLU heater has a maximum temperature of 70 degrees C. So, now let's test the SUNLU heater module. I installed 4 thermocouples inside the SUNLU heater module. T1 was at the top of filament spool number 2. T2 was at the center of the unit near the heater inlet. T3 was at the center of the unit near the heater outlet. T4 was at the bottom of the unit near spool number 4. I placed 4 spools of PLA into the SUNLU heater module and I set the controller to PLA. The standard parameters for PLA is 50 degrees C for 6 hours. Using my thermometer, I measured the temperature of all 4 points in 5-minute intervals for 30 minutes. After 20 minutes, all 4 thermocouples and SUNLU's temperature measurement all converged to about 50 degrees C. And the humidity, according to SUNLU's controller, reached a low of 17%, down from the starting point of 58%. Not surprisingly, the highest temperature reading was from T3 at the exit of the heater, which reached a high of 79 degrees C at 15 minutes, before it started to drop as the chamber reached its set point of 50 degrees C. The other 3 thermocouples at the other areas of the SUNLU heater module tracked fairly closely, reaching a high of 63 degrees at 15 minutes, also trending back down to 50 degrees C by the 20-minute mark. After a drying cycle is completed, the SUNLU heater automatically switches to a relative humidity mode, so the heater is designed to turn on when the humidity rises to 50% and shut off when it reaches 20%. Also, the 2 automatic vents close at the end of the cycle. It seems that there is even airflow throughout the SUNLU heater module due to the 4 circulation fans, and SUNLU has stated that they have performed extensive tests to confirm that the heat generated by their heater does not negatively affect the Bambu Lab AMS LITE. That being said, Bambu Lab may not honor their warranty if they know the AMS LITE has been exposed to the SUNLU Heater module, so you should take that under consideration. The SUNLU Heater module is slightly larger than the footprint of the AMS LITE. However, due to the Teflon tubing and the short length of the AMS LITE signal cable to the Bambu Lab printer, in order to load and unload the left side filament spools, you need to rotate the SUNLU Heater 90 degrees counterclockwise, which takes up a total of 38 inches of workbench space. You must leave room to the right side to open up the right side door of the SUNLU Heater module because the AMS LITE signal cable is too short to rotate the SUNLU Heater module 90 degrees clockwise. So you will need a total of 38 inches of workbench space, including the A1. I have a clever solution to greatly reduce the overall workbench space needed, which I will reveal at the end of the video. The SUNLU Heater module is an effective filament dryer for PLA and PETG. However, I'm not sure how useful it is to dry ABS, PC, and PA because all of these filaments need an enclosed 3D printer due to how easily the parts warp. So, normally you can't print these materials with open bed slingers such as the Bambu Lab A1 Mini, A1, and A2L. Also, although you can dry TPU in the SUNLU Heater module, the standard 95A TPU is not compatible with the AMS LITE, so it doesn't make sense to tie up an AMS LITE just to dry 95A TPU. I think a separate filament dryer would make more sense for TPU. Now, let's see what is involved with installing the SUNLU Heater upgrade to an AMS LITE. After removing all the packaging materials, remove the top from the SUNLU Heater module. Remove the stand from your AMS LITE. Place the AMS LITE into the SUNLU Heater module and ensure that you route the AMS LITE signal cable through the hole in the SUNLU Heater module. Later, you'll add a grommet. Secure them together with 4 screws. Remove 4 screws from the top of the AMS LITE and from the top of the SUNLU Heater module. Place the SUNLU Heater module right adapter bracket in between the AMS LITE head assembly and the AMS LITE body assembly. Next, place the SUNLU Heater module left adapter bracket in between the AMS LITE head assembly and the AMS LITE body assembly. Secure everything with 8 screws. Attach the SUNLU Heater module lid to the assembly and attach with 4 screws. Connect 2 wires to connectors and install the protective cover. Attach the AMS LITE signal cable to your printer and attach the SUNLU Heater module power cord. Next, load your filaments and turn on the SUNLU Heater module. Choose your filament type and the drying process will begin. Now, let's talk about cost. At the making of this video, July 2026, the SUNLU AMS LITE Heater module has a pre-sale price of $119.99, normally $129.99. If you were interested, I have an affiliate link in the description. Okay, if you've made it to the end of the video, then as promised, I want to show you a clever solution to reducing the needed workbench space for the SUNLU AMS LITE Heater module. I took this shower seat and extended the legs so that it straddled my Bambu Lab A1 printer. Then I just placed the SUNLU AMS LITE Heater module on top. This allows me access to both sides of the AMS LITE Heater module to load and unload filaments, and I don't have to worry about taking up so much space next to my A1 printer. Now, this is just a concept, and the first thing I would need to do is install longer Teflon tubing. Also, I would make a more permanent version of this by replacing the curved seat with a piece of plywood, and possibly 3D print 4 flanges and mount to the bottom of a piece of plywood, and then use wooden dowels for the legs. The SUNLU AMS Heater module is an elegant solution that allows you to dry your filaments while printing, and since it's completely independent of the AMS LITE unit, it is not affected by Bambu Lab firmware updates. It's particularly effective for PLA and PETG. However, I'm not as clear of its usefulness for other materials such as ABS or PC, because you normally need an enclosed 3D printer since they easily warp. Also, it does require additional workbench space to have access to the chamber. But as I've mentioned above, there are some workarounds for that. Overall, it's another quality product made by SUNLU, and it's an effective solution for enclosing and drying your filaments when using a Bambu Lab AMS LITE unit. What do you think? Will you be buying one of the SUNLU heater modules for your Bambu Lab AMS LITE? Please let me know in the comments. If you want to see my video titled SUNLU AMS Heater Upgrade to the Bambu AMS, Better Than the AMS 2 Pro, that link is here. If you want to see my video titled SUNLU E2, the best filament drive for engineering materials, that link is here. Thanks for watching. Bye!